The second T20 between Afghanistan and India is taking place tomorrow in Indore. We'll do a quick recap of what happened in the first game, what went wrong for Afghanistan, and what can they learn from it for tomorrow's game, and maybe what to expect in tomorrow's game. Even though Afghanistan lost the first game, they did put up a fight. The way they started with the bat wasn't ideal, obviously. They only managed to score on a ball in the power play. I think they were 33 at the end of 6 and then 57 at the end of 10. So it was a slower start, and that kind of set them back when it comes to putting a decent total. But the way Muhammad Nabi and Azmatullah fought in the second half of the first inning, it was outstanding. They smashed the bowlers everywhere. And managed to score over 100 runs in the second part of the innings in the last 10 overs. That's not easy against a team like India, that too in Indian conditions, and then particularly in the weather that was in the previous game in Mohali. So they were exceptional with the bat, and it kind of gave something to the team to bowl at. But you could tell after that first innings that they were about 30 odd runs short. They did try with the ball in hand, striking early wickets, but couldn't really capitalize on that in the middle overs. It's fair to say that the conditions played a role in the second innings, and that's why Ibrahim Zadran said that he would have preferred to bowl first had he won the toss. It was a lot more colder in the second innings, a lot more foggy, and the dew factor came into play as well, which made it difficult for the bowlers to grip the ball and bowl in the areas they wanted to. So that's why maybe things weren't going Afghanistan's way in the second innings too. Bearing in mind all these factors and bits and bobs, I think Afghanistan did okay overall. But the question is, could they have done better? And I certainly believe they could have done a lot better. They were a bowler short. They only relied on Mujib, which I think was a bit too much on him. That too in the absence of Rashid. He definitely needed someone like Qais Ahmad or Noor Ahmad to give him that extra support. Instead of going for 3 fast bowling all-rounders, I think they could have at least picked Qais Ahmad or Qais and Noor Ahmad both in the team, considering that spin bowling is Afghanistan's strength. And Qais Ahmad can bat too. He was the highest wicket taker against the UAE in the recent series, which makes sense, to include him in the playing 11. And that kind of gets rid of that doubt. If you go for a spinner, you're basically reducing your batting strength or batting lineup. He can bat too. Even Noor Ahmad, he can bat as well, and he can be a proper bowling all-rounder if managed properly. When it comes to the batters, I also didn't understand why Zazai was benched. If he's in the team, he should be playing, and that too when it comes to a team like India. You need that player who can kind of give you an edge at certain points, especially in the power play. And you could tell it was evident Afghanistan really struggled in the power play, and maybe that's where they missed someone like Zazai. To be very honest with you, I don't really understand some of the changes. It's a bit out of the ordinary and very surprising with the batters. And I really hope they work on that and learn from that, and hopefully come with a different mindset and different playing 11 for the next game. With the return of someone experienced like Virat Kohli, who've always performed well for the team, the Indian batting lineup is certainly much more stronger and longer. The way they batted in the previous game, you could tell that they could easily chase something around 180, 190 quite comfortably. And they didn't really have to accelerate in the last game, to be fair. That only happened in the last over or in the last 2 overs. They knew they were in a winning position and wasn't really scared of accelerating at that stage. So something around 180 won't be even enough against India. And if Afghanistan is to threaten India or even get closer to winning, they definitely need more runs on the board. Something around 200 or above. Anything around those figures would give them that confidence to bowl at, or maybe go with that winning mindset to the field. The way they played in the previous game, I think in the second half it was quite good, but they really have to replicate that earlier in the innings. So to conclude, Afghanistan has what it takes to beat teams like India. They have proved that in the past, and it's just a matter of going to the field with the best 11. the right mindset, and obviously executing your plans well. I hope they learn from the shortcomings in the previous game, and hopefully at least win a game from the remaining two. Thank you.